As we watch from the front, 12 laps of racing coming your way then in the sprint race, ladies and gentlemen, here in Mexico City. Reverse championship order, and Lee Boy off the line then on pole, and it's a good start from him down into turn one. Huge run. He's got to try and keep Davey behind then in towards the first corner. Lee Boy with a brilliant jump on him then. He's using a lot of battery here to try and stay in front as he goes into the first corner. Still as your leader, Davey holding second place then behind. Owen holds into third, but a brilliant move from him then on the hard compound. He holds third place. Straight racing in four then with Passy just behind him, and loads of carnage going on behind that. Up the inside line, there's a kick Sauber looking for a move. I think it was Don Pedrito now who's been overtaken by many drivers. Andrew Pittsmith on his outside line here, but through goes Pepe's into P9 in a brilliant move. He's now up, and somebody in front, it's Passy that's gone around. Passy then losing his rears on the first lap of the sprint race, everybody, but we go back to the front, and it is Lee Boy QAV just yet. 3 tenths now is the gap as it closes in. As he just edges himself a little bit closer. This is better though for Pepe's then. Doesn't know which way to go, and the kick Sauber moving then, under braking there a little bit. Pepe's now trying to make his way through, looking for a bit of a gap, but the kick Sauber closes the door on him, and Don Pedrito, no moves at all. Very easy win for him. Round goes Passy then, who just picked up a penalty, and it's a puncture for the rear left then, and the mediums are just showing why they are not the favoured side here in Mexico. Rear left puncture then for Passy as he hits the wall again. He's going to be making his way into the pit lane, and that will be a race-ending problem there for him. Passy spins around. He just cannot get it to the pit lane, backwards into the barrier. And that is it for him. Passy then is going to be out of the Grand Prix. He's going to try again, but even if he gets past, just isn't going to be worth anything anymore because of that 3-second time penalty, which has been the nail in the coffin then. But here's Owen then, ladies and gentlemen, in the Williams with an absolutely sensational sprint race this evening. And who knows what he can do in the Grand Prix tonight. Owen over the line. He wins the sprint race here in Mexico City. Lee Boy comes home for a close second place. And Speed Freak on the podium then in third in the Racing Bull. A brilliant sprint for the drivers as a top 3 finish much earlier than everybody else there. Just had the sprint and now into the Grand Prix. Deckers then who takes pole all the way down into turn 1. Can he handle the heat? Here we go then, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. And Speed Freak off the line then in second place at the minute, and looking for that move on the Alpine. Decker's holding it well at the minute as he's going to burn all the battery that he can to keep himself in front. 60% already down in towards turn 1, and Decker's using half of the battery down in towards the first corner. Speed Freak second place, fighting with a Haas at the minute of Passy, who of course high in the championship standings and high on the grid today, as well as a big collision in the middle of the pack there. Ponton into 4 as Don Pedrito now fighting with a Haas of Andrew Pittsmith, who's looking for a move around the outside line. He loses a place there, down to P6 now, as Owen, who won the sprint race of course now, looking for a gap while also trying to fend off the Racing Bull on the backside here. He's now down into 8 is Percival, as behind that we've got the Williams of Red 44 Dog. He's all the way down to P10 then. He started P6 I believe, and now losing countless places in this Grand Prix at the minute. He does make another place up though past the Ferrari of Lee Boy QAV, who's had a decent start as Lee Boy. He's up 2 places now. Behind that is an Alpine of Pepe's. He's in the same place but wanting to make a move when he can. And into the stadium section we go with the outside line, which is arguably harder then to make the move stick. Speed Freak goes for that move on the Alpine. They're level pegging through the first few corners, but Deckers with a better jump on him there. He still maintains the lead, holding on to it with a very firm grasp on lap 4. Oh, round then goes, we've got Red 44 Dog. 4th place, he begun, now in P13 at the back of the grid, and he's really feeling the medium tyres just fall off underneath him. Only 4 laps in, and they are completely overworked already, which is just crazy. Oh, that's it. That is it then for Red out of the Mexico City Grand Prix, and that is a safety car then deployed, ladies and gentlemen. Safety car deployed here in Mexico, and that is going to bring some drivers back into the action. It will come out, and the drivers are going to have to catch up to it, I believe. We're racing again, everybody. Don Pedrito down into the first corner then. He's going to try and hold off Pepe's, which has done a good job and locking up then from the Alpine into the first corner. Now that's going to open the door for Lee Boy QAV on the hard compound tyres, which are going to be working so much better than the mediums up at the front. This is his first move then. Here comes Lee Boy up the inside of Pepe's. Will it be a move with the 40% battery? Braking later, but the Alpine just about holds that then in front. 8 laps in of 36, the safety car has gone away, and Don Pedrito still leading then on these medium tyres. Pepe's 2, 3 is Leroy QAV then, who was running well. He was running very well in the sprint race, and now, after staying out and not deciding to make a pit stop on the hard compound, running him longer then, he is now up into 3rd place. Gained track position through not going in the pit lane. Now he's got Pepe's in front of him for a move. Very nice battle. Here comes the Ferrari then on the Williams up towards the line, and in the pit lane goes the kick Sauber of Ponton then up towards the line then. And the Ferrari of Leroy looking for a move here on Owen. He's going to try and get a bit of comeback on him. No ERS then for Owen. And of course he won the sprint. Leroy came second now with the redemption up the inside for the Ferraris. He gets a little bit eager, taps the inside corner. And it's not enough then for a move just there. He actually lost out a hell of a lot, and now Ponton's going to try and get in on him. The Ferrari running it very wide there, nearly onto the grass and forcing the kick Sauber with no place to go. He gets a time penalty because of that as well, and now he goes wide again. And still not enough for the Haas car at the minute then. Lap 19 of 36, and still a long way to go then in this race. We've got Passy on the back side of Deckers here, and for the first time today, is he going to be overtaken? Both of them on the 13-lap old hard compound, which surely are going to start to be dropping off just slightly then at the minute. They're not going to be in the brilliant working condition that they once were. Just which driver can manage them better. Sliding out of the final corner then for Passy there. Yellow flags, and it is going to be Leroy in the pit lane to retire once again, and no more points scored for him. Such a shame, because his sprint race was pretty damn good. It really was. And then, of course, the Grand Prix didn't really go exactly how he wanted it, but he was running in the points until that spin where it all came crashing down. But for one man at the top of Deckers, it has gone his way massively so far. He has got Passy behind him, though. Up the inside line then, as the Alpine trying to make a move on the Haas at the minute, and it is Passy who just about holds out on 3rd. Deckers now, who started on pole today, he's down in 4 at the minute and trying to fight back for his places. Out of the podium at the minute for him. Onto the Grand Prix, which has been equally as good, and Speed Freak has been holding this one well, but only 5/10 of a second the gap now, because he's gained a lot of battery, and that's going to help him now down the straight. No battery for Deckers now on the final lap, and he might just lose out on his P1 here. Speed Freak could hold it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great race from him in the Racing Bull, who at the minute is looking very dominant over Deckers, 7/10 of a second. Oh, Deckers got a penalty, hasn't he? I've completely overlooked that. It's going to be Speed Freak's day then. Completely overlooked the penalties, my bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty much wrapped then. It's pretty much wraps for our drivers, with Speed Freak the man in front, and with no time penalties with his name and only one warning on the first lap of 36. It is looking like he's going to go ahead and win this one tonight. Decker's not too far behind him, but with a 3-second time penalty, it's going to completely screw up his plans. Same with Passy here then, as they go into the final 3rd. And after an absolutely brilliant race then from the Racing Bull of Speed Freak 52, with a half a second gap to Deckers behind, he's managed to fend him off, and a 6-second gap has come down to 5/10, but because of a 3-second time penalty, it all gets lost for Deckers. But the glory all goes to Speed Freak then, as he wins the Mexico City Grand Prix here in Mexico. It's going to be Deckers' 2nd place, and Passy lines up in 3rd, ladies and gentlemen. 36 laps of racing. The Speed Freak managed to take it at the end. Absolutely brilliant then for Speed Freak. He's going to be buzzing with that, and it's a win then in the Racing Bull. Deckers P2, Passy 3, Pepe's 4, Owen will cross the line in 5.